way it goes. Just the way it goes. Degrees.
Sadistic Penguin Studios presents It's Getting Drafty in Here.
Drafty old barn.
The show of drafting random nonsense.
I choose business ethics.
And now, coming to you from his basement, a.k.a. Draft Headquarters, your host and draft master, Magnificent Stan.
Hello, welcome to episode 31 of It's Getting Drafty in Here. I am your host, Magnificent Stan. Today is Tuesday, November 21st, 2023, and today we're going to be talking Seinfeld. This is one that I had discussed with two of my guests tonight previously, and we had been kind of going back and forth with it for quite a while, and now it's time to, it's as Kramer would say, it's go time. So with me today, we have our buddy, Sadistic Penguin Studios member, Aloha Mr. Hand. How you doing, buddy?
Hey there. Good to be here. Looking forward to this. This is going to be great.
Excellent. Also joining me is host of Good Guys Talk Back, our buddy Nick Murawski. What's up, pal?
Oh man, all good things. This is the line from the marathon episode. You're all winners. We're all going to be winners here. You can't go wrong with this show. Absolutely not.
No,
there is no wrong answer.
And finally, we have the Elaine of the group. We have our buddy Jacki back for her 37th episode of a 31st episode of It's Getting Drafty in Here from All Sports Scene as well as Southside Sox. How are you, Jacki?
I'm well, Brian. Thank you for having me. Let's go. I'm ready to go.
Excellent.
Hello.
La, la, la.
La, la, la.
Okay, so as you can see by the board,
played. That's so
I'm going to be doing that all night. So get used to it, folks. As you can see by the board, we do have some categories today. Our categories are core 4 characters. So that's really, I don't really need to go too far into what that is. There's only 4 main characters from Seinfeld, so each of us has to draft one of them. It'll be the first time that we're kind of potentially limiting someone to basically making them select something. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. Also, a supporting character who's someone who's been on, a number of times on the show and just is a not a main character, but a very integral piece of the show. We are going with love interests, whether it's Jerry, Elaine, George, Kramer, anybody's love interest. That will be a character to draft. And then we also have one-off characters. Now, most of the one-off characters all showed up for the finale, so we kind of just waived that a little bit. So it'll be anybody that's been on, I guess we'll say 2 episodes or more. And then finally, we're going to draft our favorite episode as well. There's no order to it. You just pick as we go to fill the needs. So let's get moving here. We'll start with number 1 pick. We have Jacki.
All right, Brian. So I am going to go with my love interest. That's what I'm drafting first. I only have one name on my list, and so I am sacrificing my other categories so that I get this one. I know that going into it, but the one name on my list for love interest, of course, is David Putty. That's my 1-1 pick.
The Devils! The Devils!
You're taking a Clarkman?
That's a misprint. I'll call you back and I'll talk you through it later.
Does it say main line or auxiliary line?
High five
man.
on the flip side.
That guy is so perfect for that role. I can't imagine anybody else playing that role. He's such an aloof.
Did he do anything
dude.
before that role? Because he took off in so many other avenues, voiceovers and what have you.
Did he do the Tick before Seinfeld?
Oh.
I don't even know.
The Tick
I
was
think
after.
Was it after?
The
Okay.
Tick was after. He did
Yeah, that's
the
right.
American Express commercials.
Yes.
With Jerry.
Yep.
After.
Yeah.
And of course, a couple years ago, he showed up at the Stanley Cup Finals when the Devils were in it, dressed as the Devil
Got to do
on
it.
the
Yeah,
ice, and no one realized it was
playoffs.
him. Yes.
Oh, no one
Oh,
realized
man.
it was him.
One of my favorite lines. Sounds like an Arby's night. And he always wants a high five.
The 8-ball jacket, the leather
Yeah.
8-ball jacket. Oh,
You stole
man.
my Jesus fish.
That's right.
Yeah, they
Even
played
just
off
his most simple lines, which are quoted often in my life, like, yeah, that's right. I say that all the time. Give it
the
up
part-
for me.
When,
Yeah, that's
when,
right.
when Kramer calls him and he's just sitting on the couch staring, then he just turns it.
Are you just gonna stare at the seat in front of you?
Yeah.
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 That's a good pick. That's a solid pick,
Yes, it's a
Jackie.
solid
Yeah.
pick.
You can't go wrong with that one. Him and Elaine, him and Julie Louis Dreyfus, just perfect together. They just flowed so well.
But I just want to I am giving up. Like, I should have, with only 4 characters on the board, I am sacrificing my core character
It's a big pick. Yeah.
for
Yeah.
David Putty.
No, it's a
You could
very
have also
solid
picked
pick.
him as a supporting character as well.
I know, that's why, but I have more supporting characters than I do love
Right.
interest. So I
Yeah.
had to get him off the board.
Right on. Well, that's a good way to start the show. I had grand ideas to do all these clips, and I haven't had time. Work's been hectic, so I haven't had time to, and I don't have any David Putty clips, which makes me very sad. But I think we've already quoted him like 8 or 9
This is why
times.
you're going to hell.
Yeah, we'll fill in the gaps. I
Yeah, we'll
wouldn't worry
definitely fill
about
in the
that.
gaps. Definitely.
Yeah.
Was there a knuckle involved in there? Okay. All right,
David,
Pete.
wait for me. Yeah, whatever.
He's like, all right. Oh man. All right, Pete. What do we got with number 2?
So, I am foregoing the core 4 characters as well, but I am going with favorite episode.
Oh,
And
you and I talked in the pre-show. And I thought you were going to go with your one-off character.
no, I'm going with favorite episode.
All
And in the pre-show, there was an episode referenced. I am not taking that one,
Really?
but
Okay.
I am taking a different one, and I will just use one line so you know what
I know
episode
what
it is.
I know what it is already, Pete. Just say it.
I'm Keith Hernandez.
That's not where I thought you were going to go. The boyfriend?
I'm going with the boyfriend.
Is that what it's called, the
Alright.
boyfriend? I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. What the name
Yes,
was. Okay.
that's the name of it, the boyfriend. You have Keith Hernandez in there with Jerry freaking out about whether or not to call him, and
The
what does it
Roger
mean 'cause he has
McDowell
a
one.
Papa
and-
move,
Right.
Yeah.
with Roger McDowell
Yeah.
as the second spitter, with them recreating the magic bullet scene with the magic loogie,
That was
which
one
basically-
magical.
Basically, just a JFK spoof. Yeah.
a JFK spoof, which is
Yeah.
even funnier because
Cruder film of someone spitting on Newman.
yes, but it's even funnier because Newman is also in the movie JFK in that scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's really
know?
funny.
And that's just what's
game,
hysterical
pretty
about it.
boy.
Yeah, and
They should have put the character JFK in that one. The guy that wished him dead for him to drop dead.
oh yeah, yeah, and also just with George trying to with George being George and trying to get an extension on his unemployment, dating the daughter of the woman from the unemployment office. I mean, it basically has. What more could you want in there? I mean, I don't think picking any. There's like 20, 30 different episodes you could pick.
There are.
That's,
I looked at a top 50 episodes list, and the two
Yeah.
that I want to pick are not on that list. And I'm like, what the
Wow.
like,
Wow.
that's the mark of like
So
how good the
subjective.
show is.
Yes.
though. It's
Yeah.
not-
Oh
yeah.
my goodness. It's a great episode. That daughter of the unemployment agency worker, she's wearing the same sweater that Kramer wears, the mohair sweater.
Oh, that's
from.
right.
It's,
Yes.
it's
Oh,
a
from
really
the
odd.
sniffly
From the
nose?
sniffing
Yeah,
account.
you'll
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
sometimes that happen in throughout the life of the series. Well, you'll see clothing options like, wait a second, that was some other, and someone
Another
matched
famous
it up,
woman.
I think, on a Reddit page. But
Yeah.
yeah, what didn't he take her out to McDonald's? Thanks, George. It's been a while since I've had a Big Mac.
Yeah. But
Does the
also-
cashmere come
Like,
back?
she's like, call me when you get home.
yeah.
Wow.
But also,
Oh.
another piece of clothing that makes frequent appearances is Kramer's lobster shirt.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
couple of shows that do stuff like that. Have you ever watched
Yeah.
Roseanne with the rooster sweater?
No.
Every single character on Roseanne has worn a
Mm.
sweatshirt with a big rooster on it. And if you ever like flipping around and you see it on one day and you see the rooster sweater, now you'll just laugh your ass off because it's very funny because every single character throughout the entire show is wearing, like, every other episode someone's wearing the rooster sweatshirt.
Yes.
So just
But
stuff like
that's-
that always cracks me up, you know.
Oh yeah. But and Keith Hernandez, like I said, just absolutely makes it because it's so freaking funny the way Jerry acts about Keith and
It
gets
could have been a
jealous
love
of Elaine.
interest. It could have
And
been a
gets
love
jealous
interest.
of Elaine.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, he could.
Is his shirt look all right?
Yeah.
What's the matter with
Jerry,
you?
he's
It's the guy.
the guy.
That was the only clip I wanted you to clip, Brian. Was nice game, pretty boy.
Pretty boy.
Nice game, pretty boy.
Yeah, I'm not driving him to the airport. Like those little moments, they're so true. When you're like, what level are we at in terms of a guy friendship?
Yeah.
Am I really going to help you out and move, drive you to the airport, some of those bigger responsibilities? That was so funny.
How was his handshake? Good handshake. Couple pumps.
Single pump.
Single pump. Single pump. How many pieces was Keith Hernandez's couch?
Oh,
Three
so
pieces.
It's
wasn't
like
it?
12 pieces.
multiple
12
piece,
piece, yeah.
thick marble coffee table.
Yeah.
I'll help you move.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go to the next one. I'm gonna go off the grid a little bit. No, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with my supporting cast member.
Oh,
This would have been my number one pick. I'm surprised I even thought about doing something else because I think this pick, when I come back around, it'll probably still be there. How can you not pick Frank Costanza number one?
Oh, that was mine.
come on,
Absolutely.
Brian. Oh, man.
Absolutely.
That was absolutely my pick for
question
supporting
about it.
character.
I mean, how do you not
Oh.
do that?
So my favorite, for those of you that don't know, I work in senior housing. So all the Del Boca Vista episodes are the closest representation of what I do in pop culture. And so the from the episode where the Costanzas call the Seinfelds to let them know that they're coming down, just like the first line that he says is my favorite Seinfeld line of all time. And it's nothing. It's not even funny. It's just the way that Ben Stiller delivers it.
This is
This
Frank
is Frank
Costanza.
Costanza.
Is Frank?
I'll be all over that shuffleboard.
Over that shuffleboard court. Oh,
Oh man,
I
what is
love
this?
Frank
A prophylactic rapper?
His terminology too. He calls magazines periodicals.
And his
the
obsession
whole
with
the
TV
whole
guides.
the TV guide stuff. The whole thing with Steinbrenner. I mean, come on. George is assumed dead, and he shows up. Steinbrenner shows up to their house. Mrs. Costanza is all like taken aback that it's Steinbrenner. Frank is not moved whatsoever. Why the hell did you trade Jay Buhner?
We like Ken Phelps.
Got a rocket for an
Ken
arm.
Phelps.
Hit over 30 home runs, had 100 RBIs. You don't know what the hell you're doing.
Ken Phelps. Ken Phelps. Our top scorer is
Jerry-
Ken Phelps.
Jerry Frank's dead, or George's dead.
Yeah,
Call me
George.
back.
That was the only other clip I actually did.
And I
George's dad,
use that.
Steinbrenner's here. Call me back.
that is the voicemail that I will leave for my brothers. If I don't have much to say to them and they didn't pick up, it's just simply, hey, this is Frank Costanza. George is dead. Steinbrenner's here. Call me back. It's simple as that.
Oh, man. And then
Great pick. Great pick, Brian.
And I have to ask you guys, since you brought up Steinbrenner, did the show get funnier when George went to work for the Yankees?
Yes.
Because I thought it did.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of George, I think of him as like in that career road. I don't think of him in real estate or like.
I don't know, Brian or Pete. I don't know, because I liked when he was kind of set up on a team. It was the old like Peanuts, like the football was just kind of removed from him, and he was that like bumbling, like falling out of gigs, couldn't hold anything. The whole death of a salesman references. I kind of like that. And when he started succeeding and working for the Yankees, even though he was still failing and barely surviving, it lost a little bit. That's just me.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's a great pick.
They used to put George in shirts that were 3 sizes too small to make him look uncomfortable. That was always an interesting thing.
Although one of my favorite moments, I won't say episode, while he's working for the Yankees, is the always look irritated if someone's going to give you a job, and just to prevent anybody from giving you more work, just always look frustrated and irritated, and they'll back off. That was wonderful,
and that works. I've done that works.
I'm gonna give everyone no, never mind.
All right, let's go with Nick. You have 2 picks here.
Okay. I think I'm going to be able to, you can't lose really with core characters. And damn it to hell, Brian. I wanted Frank Costanza so bad, but hey, that was a great pick. I'm worried about my episode just because I love my episode so much. I love it so much. To me, it's a perfect Seinfeld episode. So I'm going to take episode. And it is marine biologist.
Yes, the marine biologist.
And
it was on my list, but not number 1.
A title list?
I was telling people why I love it so much, and it's such a wonderful bookend. And if you're familiar with like sketch comedy or improv, it is an excellent like blackout episode with the line at the end, and how at the beginning, it sets the stage with Kramer asking George and Jerry, who wants to go to the beach and hit golf balls? And they're always like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Who wants to have some fun?
Who wants that? Are you saying that, or do you really want to have fun? And so then there's the clip of, Kramer trying to launch him, and he misses that one, and it's still on the beach. And so all of this wonderful stuff happens, and it comes back to just the brilliance, the writing of them in the coffee shop, and George explaining the whole situation of him trying to battle the great fish, and then they correct a mammal, and the obstructed blowhole, and he pulls out and he's hiding it. It's so great. They work it up, and he pulls out the golf ball, and they held it. And Kramer with that great line, what is that, a Titleist?
And George is just like expression.
Yeah.
I think they should, in like screenwriting classes, they should teach that episode. Like, it's perfect. It's perfect.
It's
arc.
called the callback, and it's a wonderful callback, and it happens all the time in Seinfeld and in Curb. And
I was going to say Curb is like that all the time. Like almost every episode of Curb has that moment that it builds up to at the end.
Yeah. So I can watch that. I even love like just the simple, like Jerry explaining to George about how he met that woman, told her that you're a marine biologist, and Jerry goes, I thought that'd be right up your alley. And George is like, up my alley? I know my alleys. Like, stop trying to create things. It's such a great little interaction with the two of those knuckleheads that have known each other forever. And we all have that moments in our life with people that we've known forever that you think you know somebody, so you make up a story, you vouch for them, and they're like, you don't even know me. That's not like I know my alleys. I know what I'm talking about. Don't make up stories. So perfect episode in my mind.
Good stuff.
Easy, big fella.
Easy, big fella. Like an old man returning soup at the deli.
Oh
Good pick.
man. Oh, Steve, screenwriting classes, you say? All right, Nick, you got another
All
one
right.
here.
All right, I'm going to go one-off character. And I'm going to go with the theme of, I believe I'm right on this, the theme of the holiday that's coming up in a few days. Very one-off character. I mean, appeared briefly in one episode. It was around the Thanksgiving parade episode. I'm just driving around in John Voight's car. John Voight appearing to bite Kramer's arm to tie in the teeth marks on the pencil. If really George is driving around in John Voight's car.
Wow.
So to get
He
John
just
Voight
starts.
to be in that,
I love how he just starts fucking biting him. Like
just there's no hesitation.
there's no hesitation.
Kramer didn't even reach his arm into
He's
the
so used to
cab.
crazy people attacking him that he
He
just has to go into like panic mode and start biting the shit out of people.
Grabs his arm into the cab and
So
gnaws on it. There was no
But-
reach. It was great.
Well, and the funny thing about that episode is, first, it's George driving around Thanksgiving with the top down,
Yeah.
humming that song, and then at the end, the Midnight Cowboy reference.
Yes.
Which John Voight, the movie John Voight was in with Dustin Hoffman,
right.
Best Picture, 1969, with Kramer and Jerry on the bus.
The bloody nose, and that's the
bloody
mom and
nose and
pop
everything.
sneaker, and they're gonna go
Yep.
track down mom and pop.
Yep.
Oh yeah. So I had a couple others on the list, but
I didn't even have John Voight on my list.
No,
I'm kind of jealous though. That's a great pick.
It's the episode is phenomenal, and I remember just like, oh my, this is such a great tie-in. They got John Voight to appear in this. It's wonderful.
Now, was John Voight like the first movie celebrity to make an appearance? Because I can't think of a movie celebrity.
Raquel Welch.
Raquel Welch.
Later.
After that was later.
That was after.
She was
yeah.
later.
Well, I mean, Bette
Bette
Midler
was
around
later.
the
Raquel
same
Welch
time.
was later.
I thought Bette Midler was in the later season.
Yeah, she was in one of the last.
She was
one of
late.
the last
She was actually
seasons.
later that
Yeah.
season.
Oh,
Okay.
It was the last
Yeah.
episode of that season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I
'Cause-
mean, so that might have been what would we say that season 4, season 5 kind of took them a few years to kind of get a little bit of some momentum, and then when that
It was like
that
season
happens,
5 or 6.
I feel
Yeah, I
like when
think
that
it was later.
happens, people try to get on those shows, right?
Yes.
They talk to their agency and they're like, "Hey, if you can
Right.
get me on, that's a hot show right now."
Right.
But yeah, John Voight.
Hey, Luke.
Hi, Luke.
Okay.
Mailman Jack's right. John Voight. Nick nails it. Yep.
I'm kind of getting in my
Thank you,
head.
Jay.
I'm getting in my own head here about what I'm going to take here, but I think I'm going to go with the simple one. I already got Frank Costanza, so I might as well take George Costanza.
There you go.
Just
Is there
there's
anybody? Is there anybody on the panel that did not have George as their number one overall core character? Because I would be surprised if. Really, Pete?
Yes.
I was
Alright.
between two, but
I was between George and another one.
Every
I
time I
thought,
think I'm out, they pull me back in.
George. I mean, it's from Larry David's perspective, right? So
Yes.
Right.
it's so great. I feel like he's just the glue. And
I feel like he becomes the main character of the show. Like people
Yeah.
just eat it up, like his bad luck and his
yeah.
just he's just
Liar George, like how he describes himself. Liar, bawdy George.
coffee
liar
shop George, liar George.
I mean, it's not a lie unless you believe it.
I
mean,
think that might be his single best line in the entire series.
It's not,
And then of
Just
course
remember.
we can't forget
Believe it or not, George isn't at home. Please leave a message at the
are y'all gonna do like the?
I must be out.
all right, pick up the phone.
Where could I be? Believe it or not, I'm not home.
I'm probably gonna get dinged for playing that for too long.
Nah.
but yeah, I mean, I feel like the show revolves around him after a while. Like it starts off with Jerry, and it more and more and more just kind of pulls George in, and everybody
think it
loves looking at the
pulls all of
pathetic one, you know.
Yeah, I think it pulls all of them in, but George seems to be more the focal point of it.
Right.
With Jerry as the straight man.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, like, because George kind of had a little something with everybody, some sort of calamity. You know, they got in it with some, and you know, he kind of at the beginning, when you watch the earlier episodes, there's an awkwardness to Kramer. Like George and Kramer are really weird, and then George and Elaine can't really be together. That whole, you know, have you ever seen Jerry throw up? They have to kind of bond around Jerry. But then, you know, after a few seasons, like George and Elaine are going to that flea market, the whole boxing match. I'm not going to take, you know, the whole parking. Yeah. So, absolutely. The dancing. It's that probably was going to be mine, Brian. Gosh, just so many different little capers, so many things that he got involved in, the switching of the, you know, the tapes, lemon tree, tippy toe, you know, it's just,
you want to be my latex salesman.
And you want to be my latex salesman.
Which is from the boyfriend, by the way.
Which is from the Bubble Boy, of course.
Yes.
The latex salesman's from the Bubble Boy, or from the boyfriend episode.
Yeah. There are, when you watch it more and more, you realize, oh my goodness, I missed that the first 12 times I watched it.
I haven't watched it in so long. I might just pop it on because it'll almost be fresh at this point for me.
Yeah.
Because it's been so many years. All right. Well, let's go next, Pete. What do you got?
So I'm torn between the core character and the supporting character. And I think I'm going to go with the supporting character. And obviously, the number one supporting character on this show is Frank Costanza by a mile. But another fantastic supporting character is someone, when you look in his eyes, you see pure evil. and that's America's favorite, second favorite postman, Mailman Jack.
Newman. Well, what Cliff Clavin doesn't get in there?
Well, Cliff Clavin's third.
Hello,
you control the mail. You control information. That is, Tobias. Just, it's a no-brainer. I'm kind of surprised. It took me a little while when I was making my list. I forgot Newman for a little bit. I made like 3 or 4 characters. I'm like, oh my God, Newman, of course.
Yeah. Newman.
Yeah.
The one with the Postmaster General where he's like, tell my story.
One of my favorite Newman moments is with the season premiere episode where George gets engaged. When they kidnap the dog and the police show up at Kramer's door and say, we have a rental van. The springs on the back seat were so compressed. And Jerry just goes, Newman.
When he opens the door and he's smoking. What took you so long?
What took you so long?
I know the chunky you left.
I knew the chunky that left these chunkies. Yeah. Making out with Kramer's mom. Yeah.
And Jerry dates the one girl who's
dated him.
Newman.
Yeah, and he dumped her.
Yeah,
he wasn't my
and he
type.
broke it off.
Yeah, he and Newman and Jerry refused to give the mouth to mouth to the guy that worked in the pool after Newman like cannonballed on him. And
with like the 1920 style bathing suit on.
How about it?
Just one. I got to say one thing about Steve Niss's comment. So in Jurassic Park,
Steve Niss said he still went on to ruin Jurassic Park. So.
Yes. When I went and saw Jurassic Park when it came out, that first scene where he shows up sitting at that table, half the movie theater just goes, Hello, Newman.
Yeah, Wayne Knight.
Great actor. Okay. Let's go with the next one. I was gonna say Space Jam legend Wayne Knight.
Third Rock from the Sun legend too.
Yeah. Forgot about that.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is it my turn? Yeah, I'm resting.
Jackie's like, Phil. Play me off, Johnny.
Okay. I'm just, I'm going back and forth. And I'm going to go first with my one-off character because, again, I didn't have many people on my one-off character, so I want to make sure I get this before someone else takes him. Mr. Bookman, the
damn it! That's the one I wanted.
Good one. Such a good one. Such a great episode.
I love him.
You're breaking my damn heart here.
That joke.
Breaking my heart here.
What did he say? Wee-wees and peepees and books? Or
something? They're drawing wee-wees and peepees. Yeah. Let me tell you something, Joy Boy.
Yeah, it's like, maybe that's how you get off, Seinfeld.
I think didn't Jerry say that like he had an interview and that was like one of his favorite moments. Like he could not keep it straight. He had so much fun doing that.
If you watch that, you could see he's about to break out.
Oh yeah,
every
the whole time he's giving those speeches.
I am so upset right now that you took that.
I'm sorry.
That is a great call.
That's a great call because I was looking at that one too.
In 30 episodes and a year of doing this show, I have never been upset over someone taking something until right now. Thank you, Jackie.
Sorry.
No. It's
okay,
perfect.
I'll go to my next one. That's what we're gonna forget about.
Oh no,
Bookman.
Let me tell you something, Joy Boy.
His name is Bookman.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That guy's a great actor, man. He was the
I love that guy.
He was the producer in Boogie Nights.
You see that show? That's the New York Public Library.
He's like, I like lollipops in my ass and butter in my mouth.
Wow, I don't remember that. That might not mean a lot to you, but it means a lot to me. A hell of a lot to me.
Just his quick turns and his point with the finger. That was great.
It's very dramatic.
Okay. And man, my supporting character list is short too, but I'm scared that my episode will get taken, so I'm gonna go with my episode next. My favorite episode, which I think is it's a quintessential Seinfeld episode where like everyone's storyline is kind of intertwined. It's the Hamptons. No. It's the Hamptons.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
For those of you
walking around,
I was worried you were about to take my other one. Yeah. That's funny.
Shrinkage.
Yeah.
I was in the
pool. The way he's flapping his arms. I was in the pool.
Could I tell a story about that? Because this is right before the pandemic. I came home one night and Channel 26 shows the reruns and that episode was on. So I tweeted out I was in the pool, right?
Why would
Unbeknownst to me that a pool of people in Palos won the lottery that night. So everybody's calling me the next morning. You won? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
That's hilarious.
Like a scared turtle.
Yeah.
It's like a frightened turtle. Was that the you have to see the baby?
The breathtaking baby.
That baby is breathtaking.
So like Elaine's storyline with the breathtaking baby and the pediatrician. And then like Jerry's girlfriend with having to be kosher, but then getting tricked into eating lobster.
Yep.
In that one.
Feeling the lobsters.
Yeah.
And wearing the lobster shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then, everyone seeing George's girlfriend topless, and then she hears about the shrinkage and leaves in the middle of the night.
Yeah. And then there's Maude.
See no lines? Shade.
See no lines.
Shade.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. And I love Kramer. He's just so reassuring, when George is like, "What you saw her? Don't worry, buddy.
Yeah, she's got a great body.
Like I got him too."
If you had to describe her to the guy from the police that draws the criminals, they'd pick her up in 10 minutes.
I feel like you're Neil, I'm Neil Armstrong. I turn around for a glass of Tang and you're out on the
moon. That's a great line too. That is a very funny episode.
It is. All three of you guys have picked really good episodes.
right. Pete?
You want to go next one, Pete?
Yeah, sure. So the one-off character I really wanted was taken. And that
Sorry.
was
That's funny that you and I, when we were talking the pre-show, we were both like, we both thought we were thinking the same person. So it's kind of funny that someone else took it.
And the reason I wanted Bookman is because those speeches are just priceless that he gives. But I'm going to go with the main character, the core 4 character. And this is a person like me who enjoys cigars, who enjoys golf, and could be a little goofy at times. So I got to go Kramer.
Look away, I'm hideous.
You get a face like an old catcher's mitt.
Yes.
I'm Cosmo Kramer, the Yes Man.
Yes, man.
You find a proctologist, you don't leave their side during the party.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, the thing, and honestly, if you watch that last episode, I don't know how you guys feel, but Kramer to me comes across as the nicest of the 4 people as they go through each character on that last episode. Because they bring in the soup Nazi with Elaine, the George, and the doctor with Susan, how he was almost happy. Jerry with the old lady and the marble rye.
Yeah, for the rye.
Come on, you old
Put up your old bag.
But it's Kramer that comes across as, sort of the, I don't want to say sanest because that's not really true, but like the nicest of the 4, which you wouldn't think.
What's $5,000 between friends?
Right.
What's $5,000 between friends?
Come on, you could come up with the money.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, $5,000?
He was like
kind of. It's a junior mint.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
They're delicious.
Yeah, he kind of was that little, like maybe that little devil on everybody's shoulder. Like he didn't go through the action, but he kind of pushed people.
Well, it's like the George. It's the George line. Like he falls ass backwards into money. He has sex without commitment.
People should. He's at fantasy camp.
Yeah, he's a fantasy
people
camp.
People should pay to live his life.
Yeah,
and he saw Joe DiMaggio eating donuts at Dinky.
That's what I'm saying. I started.
Yeah. He owned the inside.
Yeah, he owns the inside of that plate. Joe Pepitone or not, I own the inside of that plate.
The levels, he's turned his place into a ski lodge. He put up like fake wood wallpaper everywhere. I mean, the hot tub stuff.
Hot tub, the Carl Farman drawers that he puts his Japanese friends in when they run out of money.
Yeah,
they're living in the drawers. Yeah.
What were the Van Buren boys?
Yes.
I mean, gosh.
He knows the sign.
Yeah. The Peterman reality tour.
Oh yeah. That was on, I think, today.
Okay, that's a good one. Pete. I had Kramer 3rd on my list, but again, you can't go wrong with anybody from the show.
Right.
But okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and win this draft right now and go with my one-off character. I mean,
you mean your second one-off character, the second place one? That your silver medal. What's your silver medal?
Well, but it's at face value.
Okay, and again, now that you've introed it, I know who you're gonna say.
Well, I mean,
no soup for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I gotta go soup Nazi. Bookman. I will give you credit. That is one of my favorite characters in history television. Was soup Nazi. That guy's made a career out of just that one role, one episode.
Yeah.
Guy makes millions of dollars on Cameo doing videos. There's an episode of Scrubs where he goes to see his ex-girlfriend, and the guy that plays the soup Nazi answers the door, and he's playing himself, like the actor. And he asks him to say "no soup for you" as he's walking out. I mean,
he that actor threw out the first pitch at a White Sox game. What, like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah,
and Southpaw dressed up like the soup Nazi and the mustache and everything.
Yeah, that could have been easily episode as well. That is,
that's a
boy,
great
that's
episode.
just a great all-time idea, character, concept. Wow.
And don't forget,
Yeah.
that episode also gave us Schmoopy, 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 Schmoopy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're
Oh, you're
Schmoopy.
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 Yeah.
Wow.
But
I just
George
have one
didn't
more
get
for Brian.
George and Elaine become friends in that one. You ever see Jerry throw up?
George. George
What
didn't
does
get
Jerry drink
bread.
in the morning?
Morning Thunder.
Morning Thunder.
Morning Thunder.
Jerry doesn't. He didn't drink caffeine.
It's got
Jerry doesn't
caffeine in
know
it.
there's caffeine in Mary Thunder.
And don't forget, Jerry changes his waist size from 32 to 31.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Which doesn't he tell the sponge hoarder? Doesn't he tell that information?
No, because George tells Susan, and Susan tells the sponge girl.
The sponge girl.
Because he's thinking she's all pure and nice and everything else, and he opens that closet and it's full of sponges.
Yeah.
Different episode, Brandy. I mentioned the bisque.
I mentioned
Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That was on like yesterday. I want to say.
Mulligatawny.
Just in that episode, one of my favorite lines is just Newman, jambalaya, and then like running, dancing away with his soup.
Or just, I'm shifting into soup mode.
Okay, well, let's Nick, you got your two here.
Oh boy, I'm gonna go love interest, and I bet you. I think I'm gonna. Maybe you have this on your list. It's a Jerry love interest, and it created a great episode. They played this the whole episode through, and then it was just a brilliant kind of discovery towards the end.
Damn it, I know who it is.
Mulva?
Yeah, I knew
Mulva.
it. I was thinking about taking that too.
Oh,
Dolores.
you.
So are you going to list her as Mulva or Dolores?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
I mean, you're just
Mulva.
I mean, there's just so much going in that, and the concept alone, like he doesn't know her name. He has no idea what her name is.
Then,
Jerry, you.
Well, people made fun of my name, Jerry Dingleberry.
Sign smell.
Sign smell.
Hey, Stanger.
Yeah. The thing I love is when George goes, "Hi, I'm George. Hi, I tried."
He just walks away. Yeah. Oh, I tried. Oh man.
Oh gosh.
It's a good one.
I definitely that was one of the first ones that popped in my mind for love interest. So, and that probably could have been a good episode too.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm back on the board, huh?
Yep. Yes, you are.
Boy, my supporting character now is it's pretty thin. It's pretty thin, but I'm gonna go with it because I do think you can't go wrong with the core four, but. Supporting character, when this character was introduced, so this is later. This was later, in the run. It changed the dynamic. This definitely, and he was referenced just recently, but this I felt like they were able to kind of take off a little bit. He kind of became kind of the main
Nick,
attraction.
can I stop you for just 1 second?
Sure.
I want just look at Jacki's face right now because I think she's under the impression that you're stealing one of her picks.
And it's my last pick. I don't have anyone else on that list.
Ooh, I hate to do this.
Go right ahead, Nick.
Jay Peterman.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he.
Can you do his voice? Who can do his voice?
Hello, I'm Jay Peterman.
I'm Jay Peterman.
I think
former Family Feud host.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just the way he spoke, and just then there was those moments with Kramer where he kind of steals the stories from Kramer and writes the book. Yeah. And I just the some of his lines, just the cadence at which he spoke, And the Ziggy, he had Ziggy in
Ziggy.
to my archives. Like his archives consist of Ziggy cartoons.
When
and
his mom
comics.
died with the Bosco and all that.
Yes.
Or
And
when
Elaine eating the
when
cake.
Susie, yes, when Susie died.
Susie, yeah.
Susie, I had an affair with Susie.
Susie.
That was that one night in Calcutta.
What's the country? Where does he go?
Burma.
What does he say? But it'll always be whatever.
It'll always
be Myanmar to me. Yeah.
No, it was Myanmar, but it'll always be
Myanmar.
Burma.
It'll
Yeah,
always
he wants
be
a Myanmar,
Burma.
but
There you
it'll
go.
always be Burma.
Yeah.
That's what
Right,
it was.
right.
You're right. Yeah.
God damn you,
man.
Nick.
Sorry, had to. That's revenge for
Karma,
Bookman,
dude.
Jackie.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's all that is.
That's right. Oh man, another guy that played really well off of Elaine.
Yeah.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus did a really good job at making everybody that she worked with $1 million. You know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
From Mr. Pitt, and like all of those characters.
Lipman, yeah.
Lipman, Mr. Pitt.
Top of the muffin, do you?
Yeah.
To
Putty.
you.
All right. I'm gonna go love interest.
Get well soon. We want you to get well.
I'm gonna go love interest here, and I'm gonna go a little off the path, but this guy actually won an Emmy for this character. I'm gonna go with the Close Talker.
Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold. His name on the show was Aaron. So
yes.
The
Brilliant.
Costanza's need water. Get him water.
This ring could have been another meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this ring could have been another meal. I've heard about that.
Oh, you're Kramer. I've heard about
vision
you.
Problems.
He's so good in that.
Yeah, what a great concept, because we've all kind of met somebody or been around somebody like that.
Oh,
that does not respect personal space, elevators, anywhere. That is well done.
I used to have a sales guy that worked in my office. And when he came over to ask a question, he would literally sit down next to your desk and just walk up to you and be like, "Hey, got a question for you." And you're just like, "Oh my Lord, get the fuck away from me right now."
Well, he was a bit of a sidler too. You should have given him Tic Tac.
Yeah, I should have given him some Tic Tacs for sure.
My dead tooth.
That guy's a good actor too. He's in Falling Down. He's the guy that runs the fast food restaurant in that movie.
Oh man,
I haven't seen Falling Down in years.
So good. One of my favorite movies. All right, Pete, what do you got, buddy? You got love interest and one-off character left here for you.
The one-off. I'm going to go with the one-off character because I'm thinking my love interest may still be available. I know my love interest will be available.
It will be.
Both of them are available, yeah.
Yeah, that's true too. So, the one-off characters, obviously, there's two off the board already that I would have taken in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But I actually saw this episode today, and I got to go with Raquel Welch.
Nice.
Just for the swinging arms.
The swinging arms. Molly Shannon was the non-swinging arm girl.
Yes.
Yeah. And beating the hell out of Kramer and breaking his Tony. And the whole concept of him having the Tony because he was
what was the place? Scarsdale Surprise.
Scarsdale Surprise.
Because he was the seat filler in the seat with the Scarsdale Surprise team, so he's up on stage getting a Tony as well. And him at Sardi's, and they come up and they go, well, we need you to talk to our star. She's a wreck.
You have to move when you tap dance.
No, fire her.
Tap dance. Cat fight, yeah.
Cat fight? Cat fight.
But, I'll go with Raquel Welch.
Perfect.
Okay. Good job.
That's a good one. It's a little off the path a little bit, but that's
There's another one I would take. I'll say it after.
Yeah, we'll do dump lists for sure.
Okay.
So, oh crap! I just okay, Jackie, you got your last two here.
All right. So it's easy because both of these lists are short. So I'll just go down. I'll start with core character. Of course, my number one pick would have been George Costanza, but I will go with who would have been my number two pick anyway, which is the show's namesake. I'm going with Jerry Seinfeld. No one is excited about that pick. That's okay though.
Jerry Seinfeld, like, I mean, I liked earlier episodes where he was kind of insecure a little bit, and I don't know, there was a bit of a cockiness to him later as the season went on, I guess. But
I see that as him like transitioning just into like the straight man who like sets up all the other characters.
Yeah, because
exactly what Pete and I talked about.
Yeah, they grew so much, probably more than the writers and Larry David and they really thought. So step away because everyone's more excited to see Kramer slide in or what have you. They did away with Jerry used to do his a little bit of a set at the beginning of an episode. That stopped. I don't know what season that stopped, but they stopped.
I can tell you the actual episode it stopped on. The first episode they did not do it with was the Bette Midler episode because they opened with them watching Beaches.
Beaches, yeah.
With the girlfriend who only cries when she drops,
my Frankfurter.
My Frankfurter. Oh my God.
I broke my shoelace.
She was a good love interest. Oh my God. My Frankfurter.
My Frankfurter.
You got to have Jerry though. He I mean, it's like, it's the most obvious thing to say.
Yeah.
It has to happen. I mean, he's just a great setup man. For especially I think for all of the George stuff that's so rich at the beginning of the show. Jerry has to be so even Steven almost, he's got everything going on. He was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everything works out for me.
Yeah, he had to be that.
Yeah.
And without him, I don't think George hits as well as he did.
No,
you also think about like
someone to bounce off of.
Yeah.
Bounce his to point out like, like for example with the Watley Thanksgiving Day parade party.
I'm surprised
not bringing someone who wasn't invited. Now you know how I feel.
I think perfect example of Jerry Seinfeld because he really he doesn't have a soul, and it's established pretty well in the last episode. But like the scene where he's sitting in the diner talking to the Bubble Boy's dad. It's him and Elaine, and he's telling the story, and Elaine's crying, and she hands him a napkin, and he grabs it and just wipes his mouth with it instead of she's expecting him to be emotional about it. And all he does is just wipe his fucking mouth, that's it.
But when he does become emotional, and what's her face?
What is
Full
this?
House helps him open up. What's this salty discharge? I care.
I love you.
That was great,
buddy. I love you too, buddy. And George is like, don't talk about this now. I don't want to hear it.
But George then unloads everything and sets him straight. And Jerry's like, you just scared me straight.
Oh, shit. Okay, Jacki, what's your
supporting character? I want you to know that there were 3 names on my supporting character list, and they are all 3 on the board right now. So that's why I'm picking this one last because I kind of had to scramble to think of a supporting character. But I think what I landed on was Kenny Bania.
Oh, sure.
That pick is gold, Jacki. Gold.
It's gold. It's a gamble. I get it.
Yeah.
Did you hear? The mentor saw my act.
The jar is round. The mug is round. Why don't they call it round team?
Round team. That's gold.
Maybe after a real meal, like at Mindy's.
Yeah.
I'm
not real hungry.
This is the meal.
Get the soup.
This is the meal.
This is soup.
I got
Get a date with Uma Thurman. Yeah.
That's a great pick.
It's a really good pick.
That's
from considering the 3 that were already taken. That's a perfect pick. That was on my list. I think he was number 4 or 5 on my list. So
I had him as number 5 because I had I had Costanza, Newman, Peterman. Then I had Mickey Abbott as number 4.
I had Mickey. Yeah. I thought of Mickey, but I was like, nah, is he really that funny though?
He's using lifts though.
Yeah.
How can you respect him?
But the episode where him and him and Kramer go on the double date with the sisters.
They keep
Yes.
throwing
And
each
they
other out of the
argue-
chairs.
Yes, and they
Yeah.
argue about the shirt is
Yes.
priceless.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the anti-dentite.
Yes,
I
that's the
think,
anti-dentite
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
You're an anti-dentite.
Tim Watley was also one I was considering.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, Tim Watley's a
Bryan,
good
Bryan
one.
Cranston.
Yeah.
Yeah, went
Yeah.
on to bigger and better things.
Much
you know,
bigger, yeah.
cooking drugs.
Yeah.
All right. Pete,
also
you got-
from that show, Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben. The dentist that
Oh yeah,
that Elaine dates. He was also in the same show, right? The Breaking Bad. Am I thinking of the same guy?
You're thinking of you're thinking
Better
of
Call. Yeah, Saul.
Saul.
Better-
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh yeah. Okay. Bob
Yeah.
Odenkirk.
Bob
Yeah.
Odenkirk.
yeah.
Mr.
No,
Show.
yeah, the one
Yeah.
who she gives up sex with to get him to pass the.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then
To become a doctor.
it's been my dream once I'm a doctor to just dump whoever I'm with.
Who I was with.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's a good love interest one.
yes.
All right, Pete. You
so-
still have your love interest, so let's,
I still have my love interest,
see what we got.
and this one it might be a little off the beaten path, but I love the story around it because it just leads to one of the best lines in the entire series, and that is when Kramer meets Susan's girlfriend. And Kramer starts explaining, she's a golf teacher, Jerry, a golf teacher. I've struck gold. That's not all you've done. and George says, you understand that this woman has never been with a man. He goes, I'm Kramer. And George goes, I drive him to lesbianism. He brings him back.
What was her name?
What was her name? I don't know.
Mona. Her name was Mona. He's taken Mona from me.
That's right. It was
First
Mona.
he
Good call.
vomits on me, then he
Yeah.
burns my father's cabin.
Oh man, that's a good one. That's another one that's like a little surprising. Not surprising, but like not completely expected, and it's a great one
Right.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. Just
call.
just his
Nice deep
explanation,
cut.
like, yeah, just his explanation. She's a golf teacher, Jerry. A golf teacher. I've taken three strokes.
Right.
And he's just so excited about the fact she's a golf teacher, not the fact that she's a lesbian that he's, converted.
Converted.
So Kramer was evil, very much so.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I still have episode left. I've been like racking my brain deciding between two. I mentioned that in the pre-show. I'm still trying to decide, but I'm
Is
just
it
going to
the
go ahead.
contest in the soup Nazi?
No.
Whoa.
Okay. I'm going to go.
Is it the rye or the opposite?
It's not. It's
Oh.
not. I am going with the Cigar Store Indian.
Oh, nice.
Mhm.
So it's like when Jacki talked about the Hamptons one, like everything's intertwined, everybody's established in the episode. It's like a perfect that's exactly what that one is. You've got George having sex in his parents' bed.
What,
Yep.
You have-
prophylactic leper?
I hope prune juice is all
That's-
right.
Right. And then you have Jerry who's dealing with trying to hook up with Elaine's friend who's Native American, Kramer with the Cigar Store Indian, Jerry with the Cigar Store Indian, and like the underlying racism of Jerry talking about, ticket scalpers and
Burying the hatchet.
right
Yeah.
bearing the hatchet. Right. So
Ask that postman directions to a Chinese restaurant or something. Yeah.
and then you have my favorite part, which is the creepy guy on the train that made a bouquet out of Frank Costanza's TV guide, and he's like,
I
holding
love
up-
that actor. What is that actor's name?
That's
I
the guy
love
that played
guy.
Ted on Scrubs.
on Scrubs.
Oh,
Yeah,
And
he
man.
actually
like-
just passed away.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, he did. He had
I
he had
don't know,
throat cancer or
cancer.
something. Yeah.
Is Elaine home?
And don't forget, he also created the Elaine mannequin.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's right.
Good call, Pete. Yeah,
Right.
did.
yeah.
Oh,
He
I
did. So
love
These are,
technically,
like,
he couldn't
worth
have been.
a
He
lot
couldn't
of
have been a
money.
one-off character. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I almost took him.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the one scene where he's talking about how there's you can watch 6 hours of Lucy, the Lucy Show. I love Lucy.
What are you supposed to do without a TV guide? Just roam around aimlessly, searching for whatever you want to watch? Who comes in and steals a TV guide?
They ground George for having sex in their bed. The girl from the antique shop.
And then so Al Roker appears, so there could be your
Because Al Roker
one-off.
steals the sandwich at the end when
Yes,
Kramer's
he
got
does
his
the
hand.
gyro. Yeah.
The gyro,
That's the
yeah.
gyro episode
That's the gyro
too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack referred
Yeah.
to earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's not my
man.
boyfriend. Oh, really?
Oh, really? Al Roker. And he's on the cover of the TV guide, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
does the post.
Yeah. She is not welcome in this home. Oh, Frank, man.
All right. So Nick, do you want me to just pick for you? Because all that's left.
I'm gonna let you. Just be careful here. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna. Yeah.
All that's
Good
left is
call.
Elaine,
Good
and
call.
then there was Elaine.
And you know what? And I was gonna take Elaine over Jerry.
Yeah.
I
I would have
was.
too. Jerry
yeah.
was last on my.
Yeah.
Elaine, just the way she delivers lines, just. I mean, she has such timing of how she just hits it, and just brilliant. I mean, the episode where Jerry, I referenced it in a chat earlier today with you guys, where Jerry sets Elaine up with his like comedian friend, I think, and they're having a great time, and then and he takes it out, and Elaine.
Yeah,
Exactly.
The glasses part where she goes, he took.
The glasses
it
part,
out.
Jackie. Great call on that, Jackie, because
Yeah.
she does
Yes.
that in other ways throughout the series, where she finds different things to kind of use and take pauses and when she had rabies and I mean just she
The
does
little
a
kicks. The little kicks.
Yeah. But I love
She's,
the dance.
I'm a good dancer, right, Jer? Yeah, I absolutely. I have no problems. I mean, Elaine is. I think she would have probably been my second. Actually, I think I was going to go Jerry or George, Elaine, Kramer.
That's exactly
Jerry.
what mine was. George, Elaine, Kramer, Jerry was my ranking.
The monologue that she gives when she talks about trying to drop off her boyfriend that she doesn't like at the airport.
Oh yes.
Oh,
And then I got to the Van Wyck. They say no one has
Yes.
ever beaten the Van Wyck.
Yes. Yeah.
I came as close as anyone ever had.
The
And he would be on a plane instead of looking for parking downstairs.
that wasn't the same guy that Jerry ends up giving the suit to instead of giving back to Banyan.
I think it is. Yeah, the British dude.
No, it's a different
I
guy.
think it was a
Different
different
guy.
episode.
Oh,
and the-
okay.
and the-
I'm
This
and
guy
the-
was
and
from
the-
Seattle. This guy was from
and
Seattle.
the British guy, asked for money, and and
And I'm not going to
something-
get any change.
Pardon. The Christmas card, the nip. Everybody's calling me Nip. She just had a wonderful way.
The
of
muffin
delivering that.
tops.
Muffin top.
Top of the muffin. Do you?
Yeah. What was it? Jake Jarmusch. What was his
Jarmel.
last name?
Jake Jarmel.
Oh,
Jarmel
yeah.
that
Was it
left the
Gucci?
note about your friend had the baby, and there was no
Yeah.
exclamation point, and they're arguing about that. Man, she the Mimbo. You're dating,
I like
the
Oh.
Mimbo.
I'm surprised no one took the Mimbo.
He's on my. He was pretty high on my list.
Yeah.
Great
Um,
episode. Great
yeah.
episode. Oh, Tony. Oh, Tony, no.
Yeah.
Oh, Tony,
George is
no.
great in that episode.
I
Step
brought
off,
sandwich- I
George.
made sandwiches.
Step off.
Oh, Tony, no.
Well, and you're just talking about Elaine and a baby. We forgot the best clip of all.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Your baby.
What? The dingo
Kabish.
ate your baby.
Where's my fiance?
I seem to have lost my
I did have
fiance. Oh man,
And again,
there's a
like,
lot
going
on the
back-
cutting room floor here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we'll have some conversations before we're wrapping up here for sure.
her fight with Frank Costanza.
Oh,
You want a
Have
piece
you-
of me?
have you ever
That
seen
means
the
whatever the hell
outtakes of
you
that?
want
Yes,
it to be.
Pete, I
Yes,
have seen the outtake. Brilliant.
Oh my God! And
She just can't stop laughing
I know.
the whole time. I'd
Yeah.
drop you like a bag of dirt.
You want a piece of me?
Drop you like a bag of dirt.
Uh,
Oh man,
Hmm.
that's a good one. All right. Yeah, let's go through dump lists. Let's start with episodes. Let me talk about real quick
man.
the one other episode that I was thinking about drafting, and it is the dealership.
Oh.
The
Oh,
one where
is
they're
that the one-
stuck at the car dealership the whole day.
Yeah.
It's
High
Kramer-
five.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kramer running out. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Twix with George, and then Kramer with the running out of the gas
Yeah.
with the guy.
Yeah,
And
the test drive.
George and the characters inside the car dealership it's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
With like the old man, he's like, they all have swirling chocolate, and the old man's like, not Skittles.
A candy
It
lineup.
gets me every time.
Oh.
That's the Arby's one with
Yes.
and the high
Yeah.
five, and
Yeah.
he's like, I don't need the undercoating, and Putty's like, we don't
Mhm.
even know what it is.
That is a good one. Yeah.
So yeah, that was my other like favorite episode. Brandy's favorite is the phone sex operator,
Oh yeah, with Jamie
With Jam-
Gertz.
Jamie Gertz, Atlanta Hawks
Spare,
owner Jamie
that's
Gertz.
Spare Square.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
is that one?
That's also the
Um,
Bimbo episode.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yes, because they originally were supposed to meet at the movie theater, and they never did. But
That's
Elaine
right.
and her met in the bathroom with the whole "Can you spare a square?"
Yeah.
Oh.
I had Puffy shirt up there on my
Yep.
list.
Okay.
Hand model.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That one just oh my God. And then
So
just the
an
end
early
where
one?
they're wearing puffy shirts, these just panhandlers.
Oh yeah,
All right, can you
The
spare
homeless
something for
people.
an old buckaroo? It's really not a bad look.
yeah. I had two. The Junior Mint is one of them.
Sure. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
course.
Where they go watch,
Surgery.
go buy
yeah.
art so Triangle Boy can take Elaine out to fancy dinners, and let's go watch him cut this fat bastard up. Which is the first appearance of the doctor that eventually is the one who died, who tells
That's
him
true.
Susan died,
Susan's
Yeah.
died, yeah.
Mm.
and
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
tells him George has suffered what the
He
hell
may never walk again. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Extreme atrophy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jackie, I don't
Yeah.
think Roxy likes us much.
I know. I was just commenting. What the fuck, Roxy?
Fuck, man.
Thanks, Roxy.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Thank
No,
you.
I
I
get
had-
it. I get it. I get it.
I had a
It's all right.
few. I had a few more on my list. The jacket with Elaine's dad. That's an
Oh,
early
Oh,
one.
yeah, the
Master
suede
of the house.
jacket.
Master of the house.
Yeah,
Um,
Mr. Bennis would have been a good one-off character.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
He goes from Seinfeld to Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah,
Ah.
he does.
The note, which is George gets a massage from a man, and
From Raymond.
It
him,
moved.
him
think it moved.
explaining to Jerry the massage, and
Yes.
that was brilliant. Just George, well, he was, he was touching and rubbing, and there's like, well,
and
that's what
there's-
massage is.
Yeah. And there's another episode that stars Lucas Giolito's grandfather. The
Why did
Cheever
I-
brothers.
That was my dad just told me that like last week. I had no idea.
That Mr. Ross was Lucas Giolito's
Yes.
grandfather? Yeah.
The rooster has sex with them all.
Oh, that's reversed.
That's perverse. Yeah, so that
Oh.
was my episode that I almost picked was the rye, because that also has Rusty the horse.
Yeah.
Rusty, beef. He's feeding him beefarino.
Sorry.
John
Because he
Clevenger.
overbought.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
that
good
one,
one.
and I also had the
He's
opposite.
like, I can't take it anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, which one, Jackie? I'm sorry.
The opposite, which is where George does the opposite of his instincts, and that's when he gets the job with the Yankees.
Yes.
And like,
Yeah.
My name
And
is
the
George.
woman-
I'm 35. I live with my parents, and I don't have a job. And she's like, "Hi, George."
Which that's something I think the White Sox need to do. Whatever thought they have, do the opposite.
Absolutely.
I had a pony.
I had a pony. Who's gonna think an immigrant had a pony? I had on my list
We
still,
all had ponies.
the Chinese restaurant one.
Yeah.
Sure.
That
Yeah.
one's really good.
Good one.
The fire where George knocks over the old lady and
John Favreau.
Yeah, John
I mean-
Favreau
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
the
Yes,
Favreau.
clown.
Eric the clown.
You're
Yeah.
thinking of some clown from the 60s.
You're 60s, man. In the holiday spirit, I had the red dot on the sweater.
Oh, the cashmere.
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 George.
She was on my love interest list.
Oh, that would have
yeah.
been a good one.
Yeah.
It's Evie is her name.
Oh.
What about the
Another one on my-
fatigues? The fatigues, the one where Frank's
one is
cooking.
good.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
With the guy that him and Elaine and the guy with the fatigues right
Yes.
the
Which is
catalog together.
sometimes what I think the Sox do is they just move people up the chain that have no business, and they just want to get them out of whatever they're doing and just
Right.
go to a different level of administration.
Yeah.
You grab
hide
your
you over
knife.
here.
What about
Another love interest is the guy in the Festivus episode with the leather vest and the fancy buttons.
What is it? He's a playwright, right?
Yeah.
In Chicago. It's Steppenwolf, or was. Is it Tracy
think of it.
something? Where she goes, "How did my horse do?" We had a but she's talking to the guys from the betting parlor, but this is the guy she gives her number to on the Atomic Denim
Sub.
Vest.
The Atomic
Kevin
Sub.
McDonald from Kids in the Hall. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, that whole
that
episode,
Bizarro
the
Zero?
Festivus episode. What's that, Jackie?
what was Kevin Bizarro Jerry though?
The name Kevin, I think, was, but the actor
yeah.
Kevin McDonald
okay.
was the denim
Yeah.
Okay.
vest.
Yeah.
Sorry, go
Yeah.
ahead, Pete.
Yeah, Kevin was Bizarro Jerry, with
Okay.
Feldman as Kramer,
Gene.
Gene instead
Gene.
of George.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, so George.
and Gene. Oh, I noticed that the phone wasn't taking much, so I called and canceled it. So I called him, let him know.
Did anybody have for their one-off John Lovitz in the scofflaw?
Where he's
yeah.
dying. That one.
He pretends to have cancer and he's got the
Yeah.
wig and or the hair transplant. Yeah.
Another
I
one
had-
off that I had that I saw today, as a matter of fact, and I forgot they were even on there. Robert Wagner and Stephanie Powers as Mickey's parents.
Yeah, Robert Wagner. If this wasn't my son's wedding,
Yeah, which is funny because you see Heart to Heart walking in, and how you doing, Mr. Abbott? Hey, Kramer.
Yeah.
Wait, he just goes, "Hey, Kramer."
Hey, Kramer. Yeah. Oh man, that's a good one.
And of course, there's another one-off that I almost did, but I didn't, and that's Derek Jeter and Bernie Williams with one of George Costanza's best lines ever. But we won the World Series in 6 games.
yeah. I had some baseball stuff. I mean, Bodysuit Man was one of my
Yes.
favorite baseball oriented, where he tries to get fired to go to the Mets, and the way the announcers
driving around the parking lot with the trophy behind his car.
right, right. He had Babe Ruth's jersey on, wiping
Yeah.
strawberries all over it.
And then
Wow,
Mr. Steinbrenner puts Gehrig's pants on. I hope I don't get that disease.
Can't have Big Stein. I had Steinbrenner as a secondary character.
So did
He was
I.
on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Larry David did the voice of
Yes.
Steinbrenner,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
had a different actor do the body.
Sure.
Steinbrenner actually
Larry David
filmed-
played a lot of stuff on there. He was the guy with the
The
cape.
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 He was the
Yeah.
guy that screams out, "Is anybody a marine biologist?"
He was the
Uh,
guy who ordered the kosher meal on the airplane episode.
Yeah.
And
He's
he also
in that little raft with what's his face? Whoever was doing the pilot, and he.
Oh yeah.
And he's
Russell.
in the Russell. He's in the raft. And he's telling Russell, like, get down. They're going to start firing now.
Yeah. And he also was in like one of the kiosks when George is arguing about giving the $20 bill that he drew the lips on, and he goes, "We don't take currency that's been defaced."
Yes.
In
Yeah.
fact, it's funny.
Because he's in the King George outfit,
Yes.
right? At that point.
Yes. Yes.
Yep, at the movie theater.
Yeah.
One episode we didn't discuss was the Merv Griffin one.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where are the cameras?
I want to go back because we kind of like skipped over the baseball stuff, but
Yeah.
my favorite baseball one was wow, is that Danny Tartable? Man, I'd love to shake his hand, but I can't.
How many hours did they drive out of
Yeah.
their way to
Because we're
tail
Yankees.
him?
Yeah. Or him talking to Buck Showalter about the uniforms.
The
Oh,
cotton
the
Something
uniform.
happened to Tartable
cotton
swing.
uniforms.
Yeah.
Cotton uniforms. Does
Yeah.
it mean do the Yankees have an extra pep in their step?
Mm.
Then there was
And-
Elaine arguing with wearing the Orioles hat in
Yeah.
the
Orioles
owner's
hat.
box.
Yep,
You know,
that's
Yeah.
a good one. There's
So
a
one
lot
of
of
my
good baseball
episodes,
moments.
one of my episodes was the comeback, and that kind of fits the baseball theme because that's the jerk store line during the
Yeah.
Yankees meeting.
this
Well,
is
the
the
church
line.
store called, and they're running out of you.
You.
No, jerk
Oh,
store
yeah?
is the line. Jerk
Well,
store.
I slept with your wife. His wife's in a
Wife's
coma.
dead.
Oh,
All
All
right.
those Yankee episodes are my favorite, like where he takes the nap under his desk,
Yes.
or the
Little
The,
empty
the
calories
calzones.
in adult entertainment, eh?
And
There,
male,
Georgie
male
boy?
curiosity, eh, George? He's like, what is that, Mothra? Is that Godzilla?
he gives his secretary a raise and then has to,
Yeah.
kind of grovel to Steinbrenner to make sure it happens.
And then she gets more than him.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody have any love interests that we didn't talk about?
Oh,
I mean, nobody
let's see
drafted
here.
Susan. I was kind of surprised.
Susan,
I had. I
the
didn't care
bimbo.
for Susan.
Really?
There was also
Marissa
Pam.
Tomei.
Yeah, there was Pam who they argued about whether she should wear a scrunchie or not.
Scrunchy.
Yeah.
Kramer and Jerry.
I even like her name, Pam.
Deaf lineswoman.
Oh, yeah.
Marley Matlin.
That was
Percy High School legend, Marley Matlin.
That was a great episode.
That's the West Wing crossover. That's the West Wing.
Bingo.
Who did the woman that George dated? She was the pianist at the Pez dispenser episode.
Yes.
And
Good one.
I need to have
can't remember what her
hand.
name
I've
was.
got to have
Yeah.
hand. I don't have
There
hand.
was also the girl George dated who was the worked at the zoo. When Kramer got into an argument.
Kramer got
with
into
Huggy.
it, yeah.
Yes.
Well, and we're also forgetting.
And by the way, they're real and they're
spectacular.
Absolutely.
And you can't forget Triangle Boy
Naked Girl.
for Elaine.
Triangle Boy. Marla the Virgin, I had on my list.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brett, who was the guy who was obsessed with Desperado.
Oh,
Oh,
what about Witchy Woman?
which a woman?
Hey,
Oh.
woman.
Phil Totola, who's the guy who took it out.
Yeah, Phil Totol. Yeah.
Jennifer Coolidge was the
masseuse.
The masseuse.
that
Yeah.
would not give Jerry a massage. Megan Mullally was in an episode with that was the Double Dip episode.
Yeah.
And that was
Oh my God, that's right.
that was George's girlfriend at the time, and you know
Yeah.
there was a whole to do how we traveled for the funeral, and well, I am the boyfriend.
Yeah.
And Jim, was it Jimmy? Listen,
yeah.
Jimmy.
Jimmy's
Jimmy.
down. I was going to talk about Jimmy when we got to one off.
Oh
Jimmy
yes,
is sweet on you.
that is a great one-off. Yeah, I had him on my list. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy's a good. My sister actually suggested when I was talking to her about it last night. She suggested Jimmy. She texted me during the show, by the way, and complimented the David Putty pick, by the way, Jackie.
Ah.
So.
Thanks, but I think I'm going to vote for your board, to be honest with you.
It's a solid
win an
board,
episode?
Brian. Solid board. Soup
Oh, yeah.
Nazi's tough. It's tough to compete
Yeah.
against Soup Nazi and Frank Costanza.
And Frank
when you've got
Costanza.
the
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And even
One-
George stands it too, if you really think about it.
Yeah. Another one-off character I wanted to mention was Larry Miller played the doorman.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
Good call.
So
Yeah.
good. Pray tell,
And-
what did the doorman say?
And we have to say this one for Yump, the host at the Chinese restaurant. from
Oh.
Big Trouble in Little China.
He was also in Wayne's World 2.
He
Wayne's
was
World
in
2.
Wayne's
He
World
was
2, yes.
Cassandra's
Yeah.
dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
He was also in like
doorman
9 episodes of MASH where he played 9 different characters.
Nice.
the doorman episode was the Poppy
Yeah, Poppy
episode.
peeing on the couch.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Poppy, I think Poppy would he would have been a good he was a more than just once. He was
Yeah,
a
I had
couple
him on my
times.
supporting list. Poppy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that
Yeah.
episode is my husband's favorite. If I had to guess, I think the Poppy episode is
I
probably
gotta
his.
sit down.
They try to
Poppy,
kill Poppy?
no!
Talking to your friend about abortion.
No, but the best
When-
part is when Frank finds out that George had him sleeping on a couch that someone peed on.
Yeah.
You have me sleeping on a couch.
And isn't that
I
the one
turned
where he
the
ends up
cushion
sleeping in the
over.
bed? He sleeps on the bed with him and he turns to him. He's like, Kashi?
Kashi?
Oh,
Do you see the outtakes from that scene? The outtakes from
Yeah,
that
George
scene are
couldn't.
funny too.
George couldn't do that scene at
Oh,
all.
Is that Man's Ear Bro? Was that
Yeah.
where he had to
It was
leave
either the
after
bro
that?
or the
Yeah.
The man.
And of course,
How about
one thing about one of the best Frank Costanza lines of all is, everybody knew I did it. I stopped short.
boom, stop short. That's the one with the nail salon.
Yep.
That's the Bette
Yep.
Midler one. Yeah.
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 How about,
Bette Midler was
Lloyd
on my
Braun?
one-off character list.
Yeah.
Mm.
I thought about
Funny man.
Lloyd Braun, but then I decided he wasn't funny enough. It's just like he's more of a straight man.
Yeah.
I put Eddie Sherman on my one-off list too. That's the guy with the fatigues.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
who gets
yeah.
hired by the pundit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Independent punishing.
Oh man.
Any supporting ones that you guys didn't?
We
supporting-
already talked about Mickey.
Yeah, and I actually think that Morty Seinfeld is
Morty's
very
great.
underrated.
My
Again,
wallet's gone.
my
My
wallet's
wallet's
gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, is that the
that's what you
operation?
think.
the tearing sound.
Tearing.
Or you can't go wrong. I come home and find you treating your body like an amusement park.
Yeah, Estelle's the best, man.
Estelle is just
She's so good. But yeah, when they developed the show, Frank Costanza was supposed to be like George, where he was like kind of like a defeated human being because Estelle was such a taskmaster,
right.
and they just yelled at each other so well that they just kept it, and they're like, no, we have to build off of this. So,
Georgie liked the bananas.
let him have him on the side.
What's taking her so long? You asked me to come back with a pair of underwear. I'm gone in 5 minutes.
You know,
I don't want him touching my bra.
he's like, they have different cup sizes, you know.
Yeah, I know
About the
about the
cups?
cup sizes. You got your A, your B, the D.
We
That's
did
Is
the
the
biggest.
biggest.
We did not spend any time talking about Uncle Leo.
Oh man.
My favorite Uncle Leo's the like when Jerry's having the flashback where he's like doing pull-ups in prison.
Yeah, he's doing the Cape Fear
Jerry.
thing. Yeah.
With the Brentanos
Hello.
tattoo. With the Brentanos tattoo on
Yeah.
his shoulder.
Yeah.
Hello. Jerry.
Hello.
Hello.
Him finding that watch that Jerry discarded, that was great. And then the wallet as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Great.
What
tie-in.
about Jack Klompus from Del Boca Vista?
Yes.
I've driven in a Cadillac hundreds of times, thousands.
Oh, who's having dinner at 6:00?
Yeah.
This
And
tip calculator
his
doesn't
upside down
work.
pen. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
All the Florida ones are so good.
I tell you, the Del
They're
Boca.
so good.
I am not exaggerating. Where that is the closest representation of my profession.
My
pop
dream is
culture.
to write. My dream is to literally write a sitcom about a nursing home. So
Well, you have a partner on this podcast you could probably work with.
we'll bounce some ideas.
Okay. Mine's independent living, but it's okay. Whatever. Anyway.
All right. Well, this has been a hell of an episode. Thank you guys. This is I don't think I've laughed as hard as I have the last few episodes in a long time. So everything's going well
Yeah.
over here. So,
Thanks for putting this together. I
Yes,
mean,
Yeah.
thank you.
wow.
I had a blast.
It was,
And
Yeah,
just
but-
remember,
it was fun.
serenity now, insanity later.
Insanity
later.
later. That's Lloyd Braun.
And no, one final thing that I just thought of. No one mentioned the maestro.
Oh,
The
yeah.
what? The Maestro.
Bob Cobb.
Yeah.
Who told you to put the balm on? I didn't tell you to put the
Oh, no one
balm on.
mentioned Jackie
Jackie
Childs either.
Childs. Yeah, that's a
Jackie
good
Childs.
one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
The who?
Steve
The
says,
Maestro?
Steve,
Shut
shout out
up
to
for
little
little
Jerry Seinfeld.
Little
Shut
Jerry.
up for Fuzili, Jerry.
Yeah, you silly Jerry.
You silly
Little
Jerry.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Proctologist episode, yeah.
The Ass Man.
Yeah,
I'm
Ass Man.
Cosmo Kramer, the Ass Man. I think I have a clip of that, actually. Yes.
I'm Cosmo Kramer, the Yes Man.
We didn't really, and one thing we didn't really talk about either was a tamale. We didn't really talk about the contest.
Yeah.
I'm surprised
nobody
that no one
took it.
picked the contest.
Yeah.
I think that's on like the top of everyone's, like every list that I looked up of top episodes. The contest is up there.
It's a testament to how just phenomenal the body of work was. You know,
I mean, the list I had for episodes, I had at least 25 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, a contest. What a concept of an
Yes.
episode! An absolute wonderful concept.
Yeah, they never talked about that on TV until on like regular TV until.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Yeah. And I got to say, one episode that I personally like is the airport one. That's the one where Jerry and Elaine are flying back from St. Louis, and Elaine insults the luggage guy. So he puts her bags on a flight to Hawaii. And at the end, when they're waiting for the luggage, and Kramer comes sliding down the luggage carousel, that's one of my absolute favorite scenes in the show.
Is that the one where Kramer's gambling with the
No.
David Berkowitz bag? No, okay.
No, this is the one where Kramer sees the guy he thinks is his roommate from 20 years ago who stiffed him out of $250.
Yes, and George buys that Time magazine. It's the last one, and
with the criminal on the cover.
Criminal, and he gets trapped in the plane with him in the bathroom.
Yes,
He's yelling,
yes.
Kramer!
Yeah.
That's a good one. I forgot about
And
that.
Jerry sits with the model in first class, and Elaine's in coach with the guy who's got 10 bags sitting on his lap.
Oh, well.
Crazy Joe Davola. Go ahead, Brian.
We're at an hour and a half. Crazy Joe Davola. Another one kick Kramer in the head and broke the helmet. Like a big dent in the helmet.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, you got anything you want to plug?
I mean, I'm talking White Sox more than I should in terms of health.
They got Paul DeYoung, man. Dennis's brother.
Yeah. It's the best of times.
We're gonna really have to figure this out.
Where's he from? Lake
here.
Zurich? He's like Lake Zurich's best.
ISU guy. So I don't know. Weekly, we're doing it weekly. We're doing it live. Good Guys Talk Back on Sunday night. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and the audio is everywhere. We're churning them out, man, all off season long. We'll find something. We will talk about something come hell or high water every single week.
I'm thinking about dusting off pop-up socks a little bit over the winter, so we'll see if I bring that show back at all. But always a pleasure.
Nobody wants to listen about the White Sox, Brian.
It's a tough sell right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone trying to start.
I want to do like a super positive Sox podcast. It's like, ooh, Paul DeYoung signed. He was an all-star like 7 years ago.
Oh,
maybe.
You have to basically what you have to do if you're going to talk White Sox, and Pete knows this. Pete's mentioned things, and you guys know it too. Anybody who really has been paying attention to the Sox, this is a wash. 2024 is a wash. Forget about 2024 and maybe even a couple more seasons. Just appreciate them as like an entity, the Chicago White Sox, and what it stands for in your life, and who you're connected with and how you experience White Sox baseball. But don't expect anything more. And when you wrap your brain around that, I think life will be somewhat easier.
And don't for free parking when you get your season tickets, or Jim Willits will tell you you're stupid. So hi, Jim.
Yeah, and if you the only reason to go to the ballpark is for the experience of hanging with your friends.
Yeah.
In all honesty, because
always
I don't see how you could see good baseball for the next couple of years, to be completely honest, because the White Sox have put themselves in a position where even if I'll call it the varsity is out on the field, one player gets injured, man, they're done because they have no depth whatsoever.
Yeah, there's you look at pitching, bullpen. I mean, they might improve defensively. There might be players that'll actually try harder, whatever you want to call that, and they'll fit into Getz's model and Griffo's model. And great, you've got a vision, and go ahead, attack that vision, flesh it out the best way you possibly can. But there's so many other holes, even in the AL Central. They were pitching that we'll be competitive and this, that, and the other, and we're close, as Jerry Reinsdorf said.
We'll be competitive in the AL Central. That's a big difference.
That's all for fans that I think we're kind of on the fence with tickets, or you got to sell that. Now that the fact that hey, the deadline's over, we're now going to be realistic.
Oh, my wife's enjoying this.
Sorry, you opened up the window. You opened it up. You opened up the window. And
I did. I apologize.
I just can't. So.
Hey, real quick, I did forget. We did have some people provide lists, so I wanted to tell them real quick.
Okay.
I think Mitch Kaminsky is going to pick me to win because I had 3 of his picks.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So thanks, Mitch, for pitching in, man. All right, and then we have.
There was a Mailman Jack one too.
There is. We also have
better pick Newman. Oh,
we got Jerry O'Sullivan, Marla Penny. There we go. Bob Sacamano.
Yeah. Bob Sacamano. Good one.
Our guy Steve Niss.
The library.
Library. Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
A lot of putty love here, and then finally, our homeboy Mailman Jack.
Nice. There's the contest. There we go.
There's the contest. Yep. So
how could he pick Morty Seinfeld over Newman? I thought you mailmen were supposed to stick together.
Yeah, that's an interesting call.
Who's better? If Jack, are you still here? Who's better, Cliff Clavin or Newman?
Well, Jack's number 1, obviously, and then
of course,
clearly,
yeah, it's a battle for number 2 between Cliff Clavin and Newman.
All right, well, let's wrap this up. Jackie, do you have anything you want to?
No, I mean, sometimes I'm on Askcast, and that's on Thursdays at 7. Not this Thursday. It's a holiday. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Slackers. We should do a Thanksgiving episode. I'm a little disappointed they're not.
Yeah, slackers.
Weak.
Hell, 108 guys aren't doing one. Those guys, come on.
And then once the baseball season starts, I will probably make a return to Southside Sox, so you can catch my baseball work there.
Perfect.
Cool.
All right, Pete, you got any cool collectible shit going on?
I do. I was at the Rosemont show over the last weekend, so I picked up a couple things there. I need to just sit down and record what I got. I think the last episode I did, a lot of people are like, you can't top that because I had the Michael Jordan rookie card at the end.
Yep. That was a cool pickup, man.
And
my jaw was dropping. You showed it to me on the side. I was like, holy shit.
and a lot of people were shocked when I sent that picture a couple weeks ago because I had to go get something for my safety deposit box. And of course, the card's in my safety deposit box with a Michael Jordan autographed baseball too. So
there you go. You gonna display them together at some point?
I did. There's a picture out there I took a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on. All right.
So I'll be doing a collector's corner somewhat soon.
Cool. So we'll be back next week. I don't have a topic yet. I have a couple that I'm floating with a couple of people. So I'll keep you guys updated, but I'll be back next week for episode 32. I appreciate all 3 of you being on. Obviously, anytime you want to come back, anytime you have any ideas, please just shoot them my way. Everybody in the chat, Jack, Steve, Yumper, Tony,
Roxy,
my wife, Roxy. Everybody, just thank you and keep contributing to.
Jackie was in the chat too, by the way.
Yeah, Jackie was in the chat as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Sadistic Penguin Studios. We're up to over 440 subscribers now, so we're trying to get to 500 by the end of the year. So yeah, we're gonna keep moving and keep on the lookout for articles from CPG and Roxy and Marge and all of us. So again, thank you and have a good night.
Thanks, guys. This was great.
Thank you.